Good evening. My name is Lawrence Story, and I am author of Living in Green Pastures with Life Stories, known as America's Book of Treasure. And I am here tonight to bring you a new poem that I wrote today. It focuses on our current struggles in the community, the pandemic, which we have experienced the last 3 months, as well as the death and execution of a man of color in the United States. And so I hope you enjoy it. It's titled, I Took a Knee. I took a knee in the presence of the U.S. flag because it made me see. I took a knee to demonstrate what the USA military sacrifice has done for you and me. I took a knee because it permits me to live in a country where I can express my opinion. I took a knee because Americans are able to walk and talk without ending up in prison. I took a knee to honor the Constitution, to bring action to the Founding Fathers' resolutions. You see, a USA flag without action is not a flag at all. Without action, the USA flag is just fabric. Only red, white, and blue threads without any magic. Let me tell you why. I saw a man, an old war veteran from the Vietnam War. He was torn, disabled, no legs, and full of many physical and emotional scars. It was so heartbreaking. I dropped to my knees and prayed. I prayed that God would bless his life, for he had made a tremendous sacrifice. Then I thought, if the only way to honor the USA flag is to stand up great and tall, this man without legs, this war hero, cannot stand and may not be honored at all. This soldier who spent 3 tours in Vietnam smiled with a tear in his eyes and forcefully said to me, "Son, it's not about the standing up at a football game that will make you free. It's all about love, respect, values, commitment, and sacrifice for the country." Then he said, "Young man, please listen to me. The most powerful thing you can ever do is pray to God while on your knees." He said, "Kneeling is the purest form of spiritual reverence. It's when you're on your knees and pray." I don't know who the soldier was, but he taught me something special that day. He told me when the national anthem is played, stand up and give your respect. He said, but there are days when problems arise that only God can protect. So do not get upset when someone kneels or stands, because you just never know. Just be kind. It's not up to you. Only God will judge what is on their mind. We hope you enjoyed I Took a Knee. Stay tuned for the author's commentary. Thank you. I just want to say I have a great deal of respect for my American heritage, but I must recognize in this day and time that we live in, sometimes people are hurting so bad that they can't stand. They can't breathe. They can't even protest. If you've ever had someone that you love die tragically or unexpectedly, it is the most difficult days you can ever go through. You see, we know that when that person is gone, the world will never be the same. We will have to live in a different world without that person. I lost a sister years ago, unexpectedly. That was like 30 years ago or more, and I'm still not over it. So I just want to say that when you can't breathe, sometimes you can't stand. Sometimes you can't talk. So the next time we're at a sporting event or we're at a convention or wherever we may be, don't judge the person who didn't stand. You know what you need to do? You need to walk over and put your hand on their back and pray for them. Because like I said in the poem, only God knows what they're going through. Only he knows what's on their mind. Let's be a good neighbor. Let's do unto others as we have those do unto us. Let's practice the golden rule. Let's do some godly things. There are a few godly things we can do here on earth as human beings. One of them is love, and the other is forgiveness. It's truly divine to do those two things. God is going to give us the grace and mercy, and he's going to expect us as human beings in the human spirit to take care of our brother. So let's not judge, lest we shall be judged ourselves. And let's work together during this time of difficulty. Let's pull ourselves up from this dark state of depression and hurt and pain. Let's do our part. Some of our fellow Americans don't see a distinction between protesting, being a thug, and being a looter and a robber. There is a great distinction between those. I read somewhere where someone said, well, they did it at the Boston Tea Party. You don't think they just went on those ships and just took over and didn't take any of the bounty or the booty, is what they called it? Yes, they did it in the interest of freedom and liberty. It is part of our heritage as American citizens. So when you think about it, we can say it was fair for them and not for the effort of these people who are protesting injustice in our country today. They were doing what they did for freedom and independence. We are doing what we're doing today for equality and fairness, to exercise our rights as American citizens and also to exemplify the values of what Christ died for, as well as what many other individuals have lost their lives for, voluntarily and involuntarily. We have a wonderful opportunity to affect change, but we must do it in a peaceful way, and we must do it in a way that's going to enhance our status when our children and grandchildren look back on this in the future. So thank you, and I hope that we can talk again sometime. I look forward to our next meeting. I'm Lawrence Story, author of Living in Green Pastures with Life Stories, known as America's Book of Treasure. Good evening. Why did Colin Kaepernick take a knee during the playing of the national anthem? Because he had a just cause to protest police brutality, and because kneeling is the purest form of reverent submission, to acknowledge the sacrifice made by so many in the military who gave their lives so he might have the right to say, I took a knee in a free country.
This is Living in Green Pastures with Life Stories, America's Book of Treasures. I'm Lauren Story Witt.